So what if I don't speak in tongues, you might ask? Most Christians, especially in Uganda or Africa, have heard that you must speak in tongues as a measure of your spiritual maturity. In fact, they may be told that when you speak in tongues, you confuse the devil. But what does the Bible teach? Now, 1 Corinthians 12 has a lot to say about the gift of tongues, but one, it says they are God's gifts to some. Not to everyone, but to some. You see, God gives different gifts to different people so that we may be united, we may be dependent on each other as His people. The world tends to pursue self-sufficiency and independence, but God calls us to unity and codependence. Secondly, spiritual gifts do not make us superior to others. You see, the world tends to measure us by what we do, by what we achieve. But Christ calls us to find our identity only in Him. So if you don't speak in tongues, you're not inferior. If you speak in tongues, you're not better. Thirdly, the idea that when we speak in tongues, we confuse the devil assumes that there is a gap or a distance between us and God, so our prayers need to travel that distance. But we are united with Christ in God, which means that actually God listens and hears our prayers even before we say them. We do not need to confuse Satan because we are in Christ and in God. So what if you don't speak in tongues? That's okay. All you need is Christ and Christ alone.